I'm just a girl living in this dirty world with you today, and I will not give up on myself.
You are tuning in to the Princess with the Real Show, where I keep it real all day, every day. Today I want to touch a little bit of this, a little bit of that. You know, I touch on whatever comes to my mind at the time. One of the things I did want to touch on was, Young ENT, he was posting some statuses about, the whole thing about who is the R&B king, like who is the king of R&B. We know someone out there put out the statement that they're the king of R&B, but they kind of new in the game, so it's hard to say that you're the king of R&B when you're new to the game. Like, that's the problem in the world. Everybody want to claim a title, but they have not done what they needed to do to live up to that title. You might be popping right now, you might be good right now, but to label yourself as the king of something, that means that you had to be good for decades, or at least a decade, to even say that you're the king of something. So I think that's why I think his name is Jacque, whatever his name is. I don't keep up with these names like that, but that's why he getting so much heat in regards to that statement, because you ain't been in the game long enough to say that you the king of R&B. Like, let's be real. Like, everybody want to be the king of something, but it's a title, and you have to live up to that title. I talked about that in a previous episode, is that you have to live up to the title that you're trying to take. Like, if you have not done everything that you need to do to really fully say that you have that title, then don't put it out there like that. Wait until you get on. Wait till you get to that point where somebody else say it. Like, this is another thing that be fucking with me in the industry, is that somebody else label themselves as the king of R&B. I always thought that came from someone else. Like, somebody else had to say you was the king of R&B. Somebody else had to give you that title to make you feel worthy of that title. You can't give yourself that fucking title, especially when you have not been in the game long. That's my opinion. You know, if you went and you really thought about the king of R&B, and for me, if I had to say who the king of R&B was based on who is still in the game now and who is in the game back in the day, I would say the king of R&B is R. Kelly. That's my opinion, because he's been doing this shit from the beginning of time, and he's still doing this shit. He's still dropping hits. That would make him the king of R&B. That's my opinion. Now, the other thing that Young ENT touched on was, who is the king of auto-tunes? Shit's so funny, because T-Pain came out with auto-tunes. T-Pain was the first one to start doing auto-tunes, and he got so much grief, so much shit. I think Jay-Z was one of the big names that, like, kind of like down him for doing auto-tunes. Like, motherfuckers was really talking shit. And the thing about T-Pain is he don't need auto-tunes. Like, he's fire without the auto-tunes, but he was fire with it. But he got so much hate, and so many people saying, like, oh, he can't do this without auto-tunes and shit. So he put the auto-tunes away. And honestly, in my opinion, no shade, but when he put the auto-tunes away, he kind of went away a little bit. But that's neither here nor there. But what I'm trying to say is now that he put the auto-tunes away, now everybody else coming out here singing on auto-tunes. Hell, I'm finna order me an auto-tune mic, and I'm finna do me some shit. Because if you got auto-tunes, it's gonna alter your voice, it's gonna make you sound like something you not, and everybody's doing it. So why not let me try and play around with it and see what I can do with it? But if you want to say who the king of auto-tunes is, that is T-Pain. Like, nobody can take that away from him. If it wasn't for T-Pain, would nobody even be doing auto-tunes right now, in my opinion. So understand, titles, you have to live up to those titles. That's just like this OG status. Everybody want to be labeled as an OG. Everybody want their big homie to be called an OG. What makes them an OG? Because when I was coming up, an OG was that gangster who been putting in a whole lot of motherfucking work and decided to sit his ass down and, lecturing and, instilling stuff into the youngins. That's what I was always told an OG was. But now when I see everybody want to call everybody an OG, I be like, well, goddamn, I'm an OG too. Like, if they are OG, I'm an OG. Like, come on, everybody can't be an OG. Everybody can't be the king of some shit. Everybody can't be number one. Like, be okay with being number 2, number 3, or do what you need to do to work your way up to being number 1. But everybody can't be number 1 at the same goddamn time. And you can't give yourself a title. You can't do that. You can't just give yourself that title knowing that you're not worthy of that shit. You got to prove that you're worthy of that title. Somebody else got to be done put that in your head and said something. Somebody outside of your yes man Cause your yes man always gonna say that shit. You got to talk to somebody outside of the yes man and see if they gonna say that you the king of some shit. That's just my opinion on that. You know, so when Young NT asked me to speak on that, so I'm speaking on that. You know, shout out to him for giving me a topic to speak on. But I think that people need to understand when you give yourself a title, you actually have to live up to that title. You can't just go around saying that you king or something without nobody saying nothing, without nobody feeling no type of way, because let's be real, your music just got out there. And honestly, I don't even know how to say your name properly. That's why I'm not even saying it like that. But I said that to say, like, you know, be comfortable with who you are. If you feel like you being successful and you moving up in the world, that's cool. But don't bring negativity into it by trying to label yourself as being way better than everybody else. Let's just say you good. You know, I'm not saying your music is bad. I fucks with it, but my thing is everybody want to be the best. Like, why can't you just be you and let people fuck with you for however they want to fuck with you? Why it's got to be a competition between this person and that person? That's why I don't get to know these industry niggas' names. I don't try to figure out who sing what. If I like the song, I like the song. It ain't got nothing to do with the person. It's the music. That's what I follow. I follow the music, not the people. There's certain people in the industry that I do follow because I like who they are as a person. But when it comes to this industry shit, like, I don't look at these people like they better than me. I don't look at these people like they doing more in life than me, like they more accomplished than me. I don't. There are people just like me. They put on their pants just like me. But there's some people that I do admire. I admire their strength and everything that they're doing to try to achieve and make it in life. And there are some people I just like their music, but I don't care for the person. So for me, I'm that type of person is if I see your music video and I see you in the video and I don't like the way you dressing or I don't like the way you look, it's gonna make me not even want to watch your shit. So for me, I'd rather listen to your shit on the radio or listen to your shit where I'm just listening to the music and not the person. Because a lot of times for me, because I'm so real, if I don't fuck with you as a person, it makes me not want to fuck with you as an artist. If I don't fully get you as a person or be like, okay, they seem like they could be a cool person, it's gonna make it hard for me to listen to your music. That's just who I am. I can't be nothing but me. I'm not gonna sit here and fake the phone. And that's why I don't generally post people's music on my pages, on my social medias, because I'm not fake with it. I'm not gonna just post people's music just because we said something to each other one day and now I feel like I gotta support this. No, I'm stuck in the times with the music. So this new school music I'm really not into like that. So you won't see me post a whole lot of it. From time to time, if I go out and support people, you'll see that. Shout out Tony Bone. I went and supported his show over the weekend. Cold Hearted Christmas. It was a really good show. Like, honestly, I've been to a lot of showcases. And even though this wasn't a showcase, but it felt like that because it was so many different artists performing. I've been to a lot of showcases and I get tired and I fell asleep at one before. So would I say this one was really good? It was really good. Like, I wouldn't lie. It was really good. It was a really good show. I was impressed. The next thing I wanted to touch on was reading. I think it's very important to read. Me, myself, I get so into the TV sometimes that I be forgetting that I got books that I haven't read yet. I used to order books all the time. There was one point in time at work, time was so slow. On the weekends, I had nothing going on. I wasn't doing anything extra outside of working and taking care of my kids. So I had a lot of spare time on my hands, and I would read books all the time. And I love reading books, like, because the books unfold, and it's kind of like television to me. Like, when I read a book, I try to read a book that is like true to who I am, as far as like something I would watch on TV. I don't try to read no books that be like boring, that I wouldn't be into just because it's got some big words in it. No, I read books that I'm into, read books that I feel like will keep me in tune, keep me entertained. So right now I'm on this book right now, and I'm on like chapter 2, and this book is pretty good. I like certain types of books that have like everything drawn out. I like to be able to feel like it's a movie and be able to picture it in my head on what's going on. So in this book here, just like most of the books that I read, Carl Weber is one of my favorite writers. Like, I love almost all his books. Every book he's came out with, I think I already have. So he is one of my favorite authors. So this one, I'm new to this author. what's that, Wuda Clark. I'm new to this author, but they are pretty good because they also draw things out, especially the sex scenes. I love those. I love hearing the sex scenes drawn out, which is why I also buy, you know, different sex books as well. There's all types of books out there you can buy. You don't have to just stick to the normal books that you see in school. All you have to do is go on Amazon. This is where I get all my books from. I don't know. There's other places you can shop from. But for me, I'm a cheapskate. I go to Amazon. You can get the books used, or you can get them new. But they always, you know, they're always cheap. So I try to get books from time to time to read, to, you know, intrigue myself a little bit. And also to just to get out of the TV. Sometimes I be like, I watch TV so much that I feel like I don't want to start acting like the people I see on TV. So then I try to get into a book, or I try to go do something on a laptop. I try to do some research. I try to do different things, so that way I'm not so into one type of thing. And then for me, I feel like if you do something, if you watch something so much, eventually you might start acting like that. If you hang around a certain person so much and they act completely different from you, I feel like eventually you'll start picking up some of their traits. So that's why I try to, you know, balance my shit out to where I'm not picking up the traits of some dumb motherfuckers I've seen, just because it was in my head and it just came out that way. So I think that's why it's good to, you know, dibble and dabble in doing different things for entertainment. I think a lot of people feel like I'm just a hard ass and this is who I want to be. And that's not the case. I am the person that I am because of the things that I've been through in life. Everybody in my life has either taught me a lesson or helped me to be a better person. So through all of those experiences, I've been through a lot of shit. And regardless if it was a good shit or bad shit, I've been through a lot. So that's what built me into being the person that I am today. I was always so family, but I'm not so much family nowadays, just because for me, my main focus is my kids and making sure that they don't have to go through the shit that I've been through, making sure they don't have to experience the shit that I've experienced, and making sure that they're ready for this world. Because for me, I'm going to be real, I don't know if I was ready for the world. You know, I had to jump into it, feet diving on in, because I had a child at such an early age that I had to grow up. I had to be there for my kid, you know, based on the experiences that I had growing up and the things that I was going through as a child. And when I was pregnant, I knew I had to do what I had to do to make sure my kids didn't have to go through those same experiences. So I know a lot of people in my family kind of looking at me like, what the fuck, she's not family, like she's talking about family. But for me, this is something I have to do to heal me. This is something I have to do to be a better me. I have to speak on shit. I have to talk about the shit that I've been through so that way I can get past it. I bottle shit up so much because I have nobody to talk to. I have nobody that I can pour these feelings out to, because most people, whether you believe it or not, most people, when you start pouring out your heart to people, they act like they got you. They act like, you know, they understand and they got your back. But most times they throw that shit back in your face. They use that to pity you or be like, oh, because of that, that's why you're this way. Like, so I don't choose to talk to people about things that I've been through. I'd rather keep it to myself until I find somebody who I know genuinely is gonna understand my feelings and genuinely is gonna be there and to uplift me and help me get past shit. I have to try to do that on my own. And a part of me doing that is me doing my show. It gives me a chance to reveal my truth, as well as to pour out my heart and to get the things off my chest that need to be off my chest, so that way I can grow and I can be a better person in life. Me, I've been through a lot, and I'm not saying that I've not done anything to anybody. Yeah, I've done some fucked up shit to people before too, probably in the past. Like, I really can't tell you what I've done that was fucked up towards somebody. But I know I've done fucked up shit too. I'm not perfect. My thing is a lot of the shit that I've been through, it really still have me like, damn. And some of these people I still communicate to. Some of these people I still have relationships with. But when I read books or I watch TV or I hear a song that just makes me think of some shit that a person put me through, it get me in my feelings. I'm one of those type of people that, like, I try to stay out of my feelings. I try to stay positive. I try not to have, like, negative energy in me at all. I try not to think about negative shit. And that's why I have so much bottled up inside, because when bad shit happen, I don't want to deal with that shit. I just want to get past it and get back to the good days. So I'll do what I need to do to cope with it, to get past it for the moment. But that shit is just like putting a band-aid on a cut. Like, it's just a band-aid. Like, it's covering that motherfucker up, but that shit is still there. So for me, like, I've put so many band-aids on that now it's starting to pour out, and it's coming out like, oh, she's trying to make somebody look a certain type of way, or she's just downing people. That's not really what it is. It's all coming out. It's pouring out now, and it's something that I needed. I needed to get this out. I was one of those people who wanted to go to counseling, who wanted to get that extra help and have somebody to speak to on the outside, somebody that didn't know and wasn't close to none of my situations, none of my issues, someone who did not know everybody else in the equation. And the more that I searched and tried to find somebody to work with, someone to talk to me, the more I realized I couldn't afford this shit. So I gave up on that because I didn't want to waste my money on a counselor. And when I say waste, it's not a waste because I feel like they could have helped me. When I say waste, that means I did not have the money to put into that at the time. So I have to figure out other ways to cope with the things that I'm going through, because I can't afford to do it that way. So doing my show, it was a way for me to cope and be able to express myself, because for one, I'm not in front of nobody. I'm talking to a camera, which means I'm more open to saying things that I wouldn't normally say in a room full of people. And the reason why I say that is because I am an open book, and I do speak vocally on how I feel. But in front of a lot of people, I try to hold back my past experiences or negative things that I've been through, because I don't want to be judged. I don't want to be looked down on. I don't want to be pitied. I want people to fuck with me because they fuck with me, not because they pity me. So that's why I don't touch on a lot of stuff. But it's time. It's time for me to start revealing my truth and getting everything out there, so that way I can be a better person, and that way I can heal myself. Because holding everything in to make others feel better, or to keep others secrets so that way they don't look a certain type of way, is not helping me. I don't have to say people's names. I can just talk about the experiences that I've been through. And this is what I tell everybody. You can talk about the experiences that you've been through without saying a person's name. You can talk about trials and tribulations without actually pointing out the people who took you through that. Like, it's not about that for me. It's not about trying to single somebody out and trying to make somebody look some type of way. That's not what it's about. It's about healing myself. So to me, if you that type of person and you name dropping, well, this person did this and this person did this, then you're doing that to make that person feel some type of way, to get to them, or to make other people look at that person a certain type of way. You're doing it for the wrong reason. To me, if you're trying to heal the person who did it to you, revealing their name, is that going to help you heal? Or just getting that truth out there is going to help you heal? Like, I feel like the truth helps you heal, but actually revealing a person's names causes more drama, brings in more issues, and it calls for now a new problem that you're going to have to deal with. So I say deal without also always bringing in people's names. And I'm going to touch on some things today. I'm going to touch on some things that I've been through, and I hope people understand that I'm expressing this not for pity, not for anyone to look at me no type of way and be like, damn, I can't believe that shit. I'm expressing this so that way people understand that we all go through shit. We all have bad days. We all have rough times. But we have to do what we need to do as people to continue to grow and to continue to be great people. Don't let your experiences and your past experiences make you and mold you into be an evil, conniving person. Like, don't allow people to win. When you do that, you allow people to win. They're getting what they wanted. They wanted you to tear apart. They wanted you to break down. They wanted you to lose control, so you would have nothing, so you could not build nothing, so you could not be nothing. Don't let them win. One experience I'm going to touch on is the warrant. I had a warrant out for my arrest for something that I did not do. It had nothing to do with me. It was someone else. And who do I blame? I blame the police. I blame the police for this. So someone was driving in a whole nother town, in a whole nother city, a city that I've never really visited much at all in my life. So someone was driving, got pulled over, didn't have a license, knew, they had some issues. They probably had a warrant out, you know, some probation violation type shit. And so the officer was very flirtatious. So instead of getting an ID, because that person was not going to give it up regardless, because that person already knew what was what, the officer asked, you know, what the name was, and they said they could look it up. Well, this person gave my name. When they looked it up, they seen I had a valid license, this, that, and the third. That person got a ticket under my name. And I guess someone else was supposed to pay it, and it didn't happen. Now, mind you, I never was told that someone got a ticket in my name. This was never told to me. So I'm riding, you know, enjoying my day, and I decide, you know, I need to go get my license renewed. This is the day I need to go get my license renewed. I go up to the DMV to get my license renewed, only to find out there is a warrant out for my arrest. My license has been suspended. Now, granted, I drove to the DMV by myself, and where I stay at the DMV is not far from the police station. So now I'm in a panic. I don't know what to do. I got to get back home without getting caught by the police, and I got to figure out how to get this warrant off my name. I'm working. I got a job. So I got to go to work the next day, and it's lingering in my head that I got this warrant out for my arrest. So I called some people. I called an attorney, someone that I know that was at the job that I was actually working at. One of the manager's wife was an attorney. So I called to get some advice on, you know, what I should do. And they was like, well, they're not going to come looking for you, but if you get pulled over or something, they will lock you up. So you need to take care of this. So I start calling around to the police station in that town, in that city, trying to figure out, you know, what was going on, and found out I had a court date. So of course I got all my documents in order. Apparently when that person was pulled over, I was at work that night in a whole other city 3-4 hours away. So that helped me out. I had all my documentation, all my paperwork ready to go. I was ready to go to court. I was ready to deal with this. I called the person because, you know, once I found out about everything that was going on, I wanted to see what the real was, what was really going down. So when I called the person let me know, this is what happened. I'm sorry. I thought the ticket was paid. I didn't know this was going down. And I'm just like, okay. Well, I'm going to go to court for it. I'm going to handle it all. Don't worry about it. I got it. So I'm calling the courts. I'm doing what I need to do. Of course, now the officer is like, well, if it wasn't you, then who was it? Yeah, I know who it was, but it's not my place to tell the officer who it was that they pulled over, because their dumbasses made the mistake of putting a ticket in my name without verifying that that person was me. We don't look alike. We have 2 different skin tones. Like, that person clearly was not me. So I'm like, no, that's your job. It's your job to figure out who it was that you pulled over. It's not my job. It's my job to clear my name. And the officer didn't like that. So he was like, I'm sure, I'm 1,000% sure it was you, da-da-da-da. And I'm like, no, I don't even be there. I don't even know, I don't even be in that area. I've never been in a car like that before. So how you gonna say you 1,000% sure it was me? So nothing like that. I was getting nowhere with that. Nowhere. Because the officer at this point, he had to plead his case to say, you know, he did his job properly. So at this point, it's his word against mine now. So we get to the courthouse. Oh, before we get to court, let's just say, so I get in town. You know, I'm dealing with this. I'm stressed out. I had to leave work. I had to explain to my job why I had to leave work. You know, that's some fuckery. That's some bullshit. I got to tell them about the fuckery and the bullshit that I'm dealing with. And I have to get proof from them that I was working, so that way that'll help me in court as well. So I'm doing all of this, and the person who got the ticket, they called me on 3-way with someone else, and I didn't answer my phone. So the call went to the voicemail. They did not hang up. They didn't realize that they didn't hang up the line. So when the call went to my voicemail, all I heard was, if she say it was you, we're gonna put it on her. You ain't gonna have to take the file for this. She better not say your name, because if she say your name, we're gonna say she lying. I'm like, ain't that some fuck shit? And it was crazy because of the people who it was. It was like, I love these people dearly. Like, I would give my last to these folks. And honestly, still to this day, I've been that person to do that for them. But it hurt me so much at the time that they would say that, like, and you thought I didn't hear it, and the fact that you even said it, and it was just a whole fucked up situation. So I get down there, I go to court. I'm in the courthouse. The officer's still standing up saying how, you know, I am the person he pulled over. He's sure of that. This, that, and the third. But it came time. So me being the person that I am, I'm vocal. If I'm passionate about something, it's hard for me to be quiet about it. So we in court and he's steady saying I'm the person. So at this point, my blood is boiling. At this point, I forgot I was in the courtroom. At this point, I'm like, no, that wasn't me, and you know that wasn't me. I'm going in on the officer. The judge is like, ma'am, be quiet. I'm like, look at my documentation. I got paperwork. Judge is like, ma'am, be quiet. It's not your turn. They kept telling me to be quiet because I kept talking. Because at this point, I know I'm innocent, and I have somebody in front of me kind of tell me that I'm guilty of something that I know I'm innocent of. So at this point, I'm still like trying to get my words in. I'm trying to say what I need to say. And the judge is like, ma'am, be quiet, be quiet. And he's steady letting this officer talk and try to defamate my character, defamate who I am as a person, and I can't fuck with that. So I'm still trying to speak up and say, you know, what it is. And the judge is like, ma'am, be quiet before we hold you in contempt of court. At that point, it's like, okay, let me shut the fuck up. Because I got a family to go home to. So I got quiet, and they had the little court-appointed person up there with me. So that person, of course, was trying to calm me down as well. So at this point, it came almost time for me to speak. Like, the court-appointed person spoke and said something, and I was ready. Like, I'm flipping through my paperwork. I'm like, okay, I'm ready, judge. And I got ready to say something. He was like, ma'am, we're throwing this case out. So I went through all of that bullshit of having to deal with a warrant being out for my arrest, having to live in a panic of, will I get locked up? I got a job. Will I lose my job? Well, all of this shit I went through, and it was none of my fault. But the judge didn't even want to hear me out because he knew his officer was in the wrong, and he didn't want everything to be out there proving that his officer did not carry out his job properly. So when I say, like, I don't like seeing police even when I'm doing legit shit, that's why. Because even when you doing legit shit, if an officer feel like they need to cover themselves and make themselves look like they doing their job properly, they will try to fuck you up, and there's really nothing you can do about it. And I went through all this shit. I got past this shit, and I still was dealing with those people. I still love those people. I still would do anything I can for those people because the bond was already formed. It was not something I could be like, oh, I can cut them off and be done with them. It wasn't that. They're not those type of people that I could just cut off and be done with. Like, these are people that will always be a part of my life regardless. Regardless if I hate them, love them, whatever, they will always be a part of my life because they are that close to me. So it hurt me. It hurt me to go through that. It hurt me just for the simple fact of the matter is I've always been there for people. I've always, and I'm that type of person. If you really was in a situation and you needed to use my name to get out of that situation, if you would have told me in advance, we could have worked that shit out. Because that's the type of person that I am. I think it hurt me more that it was done behind my back and I didn't find out about it until the warrant was actually out for my arrest. So I think that's what hurt me most about that situation. And just the people that were involved, it hurt to hear that message on my voicemail. Basically like, we gonna set her up. That fucking hurt me. And I think I've never came back from that. So I still deal with those people, and I still, if they need me for something, I still look out for them. But ever since that situation happened, I've been a little bit more distant. I keep my distance, and I know how to act and carry myself and talk to these people now because I've seen what they're capable of. And that's why I say, show me who you are and I'm going to deal with you accordingly. Now, got another situation. It's just crazy. I've been through so much shit, and a lot of the shit that I've been through is because the people that are closest to me did this to me. Not because it was somebody that I didn't know, somebody random on the streets. So when I say, like, it's hard for me to trust people, it's hard for me to fuck with people, it's because of all the shit that I've been through with people that's close to me. It's not just because somebody else said that shit. I've actually experienced some shit. I actually went through some shit that really fucked me up. And I'm still dealing with it. Like, here's the thing is, I'm speaking on shit now because I've gotten to the point where I I can speak on it and say it without it making me tear up. Like, and that's why just a few seconds ago I was gonna speak on something else, but it started getting me emotional, so I had to cut that off because I'm still trying to heal. I'm still trying to get past all the bullshit that I've been through. I'm still trying to get past all of that shit. Like, it's not easy to get over that shit. It's not easy. It's not it's a hard pill to swallow. You know, the things that I've been through, the people who have hurt me in my life are still the same people that are really still in my life. And a lot of people be like, Princess, why? Why don't you cut these people off? Like, these people, like, they mean you no good. But I've always been so family and always wanted to be there for other people. And I just be like, they knew not what they were doing. Like, they didn't understand. Like, they've been these people. This is who they are. Like, they don't get it. They don't get the grasp of how you're supposed to maintain and act. Like, I didn't fault them. I faulted the police in that situation. The police were in the wrong because the police allowed this to go down because it was them neglecting to do their job properly. Someone else was able to do some shady shit, or, you know, to get at the advantage of the situation. But really, in all, I blame the police in that situation because they allowed that to happen. And I'm talking on situations that I believe the system was at fault. Like, these people have put me through shit, but some of the shit that I went through, I blame the system for. Even though those people was wrong, like, I know they played their part in it and they was fucked up for doing the shit that they did to me, but I blame the system for a lot of the shit too, because the system is not put in place to be properly ran. So let's say another situation I went through was a car accident. I was driving, hit a slick spot on the road, car spun around, you know, it jumped up on the medium. I thought we were dead. I thought we lost our lives. There was a pastor behind us on his way to church. They came, they helped us out of the car, they prayed for us, you know. We were blessed to still be alive. We were blessed not to be hurt, to not have any scratches, any bruises. We were very blessed. That situation was rough on me, as well as I know it was rough on the other people that were in the car with me. I was at fault. You know, I was driving on a slick road, driving a little faster than I probably should have been driving. So I blame myself for the accident. And I'm so grateful that I did not kill anyone in the accident. So I'm gracious for that. But so with dealing with that situation, I still had to pay somebody to come pick me up and get me home. You know, I had to do that. I had to pay someone to come get me to the house. I had to, deal with everybody, what happened, all of this, the kids, everything. I dealt with all of that. We came back to a happy moment where we all were bonding and realizing, we were spared today. Like, this was a blessing from God. God was watching over us. We weren't supposed to make it out of that wreck, but we did. So I thought everything was good. We had a good time. We ended up kicking it, hanging out, chilling, having a good time. Well, months later, my insurance drops me. And I'm like, okay, well, I've paid everything I needed to pay. I've done everything I needed to do. I've always paid my shit on time. What happened? And I didn't know what happened. All I know is I got dropped. And at this point, I didn't even care to call them to get an explanation. At this point, it was just like, fuck them. Let me find me another insurance company. So as I'm calling around and I'm trying to find another insurance company, one of the insurance companies I called, they were like, yeah, I see that you recently got in an accident. Someone got hurt. Are they okay? And I'm like, well, nobody was hurt. We all walked away. Thank God we all walked away and we were fine. And they were like, are you sure? Someone went to the hospital. They got hurt. They were cut a check for $3,247.68, something like that. And I'm just like, okay. And who is this person? So they tell me who this person is, and I'm calling around and I'm trying to figure out what the fuck went down, because once again, this shit that went down, my insurance paid someone $2,248 whatever cents, whatever. My insurance company paid this person. My insurance never notified me of this. This person never notified me of this. Hell, I never even knew this person went to the hospital. Real talk. So I'm calling, I'm trying to figure out what's going on. I called someone and they're like, well, yeah, you know, they went to the hospital once we got back because they had abrasions and da-da-da-da and da-da-da-da. And I'm like, okay, if all that shit went down, why nobody said nothing to me? You know, after everything went down, we was drinking, we was doing what we do, having a good time. So a week or two later, now all of a sudden they got abrasions and they dealing with this kind of shit because of the accident, and nobody cared to notify me and tell me before they notified my insurance company. I felt like that was some fuck shit, and I feel like that was some fuck shit on the insurance behalf as well, because when I reported the accident to my insurance, I let them know that nobody was hurt. I explained everything to them. I told them everything that went down. So if anything else came about after the fact, I felt like I should have been notified. Before a check was cut, I should have been notified. Before anything went down, I should have been notified. But I wasn't. I was notified through me looking for another insurance and another insurance company telling me that this went down. So, and I hear this and I get this, and oh, apparently this was the cost of the hospital bill. I'm not a fool. I didn't just graduate school. I know how people do. You go to the hospital, you pretend like something wrong with you, they cut you a check, and you do not use that to pay the hospital bill. That check is in your pocket. And I'm not mad at you for doing that shit, but what I'm mad about is that you did that shit under my name. You could do that shit with anybody else, but the fact that you did that to me, after all that I do for you, that fucked me up. Once again, I was in another fucked up situation with people that I really truly loved and I really truly felt like had me. We all went through this together. But now, weeks later, I got to deal with, now I got to go find me a new insurance company because my insurance has dropped me. Which means I have no insurance on my vehicle right now because of some fuck shit that somebody else did. It's fucked up that people do this to you and they sleep good at night. When I tell you they sleep good at night, because they still was calling me through all of this happening and me not even knowing what was going on at first. I was still getting phone calls and acting like everything cool. I was still going down and kicking it and spending money and doing all of this, all the while to know that all this shit was going on and I didn't even know about it. So again, when I say I don't trust people and it's hard for me to let people in, these are reasons why I feel like that. I'm not just like that. I did not just wake up like that. People made me this way. Like, real talk. And I don't want to be this way. I want to be able to have meaningful relationships with people. I want to be able to let people in. I want to be able to feel like I can trust people with my secrets and shit. But I don't feel like that. And I'm not that person. I'm not there yet. Maybe one day I will get there. It'll take the right people coming into my life and showing me something different. Right now, all I can go on is what I've seen and what I've experienced and what I'm still experiencing. I can't go on anything different until I've seen different. So it's going to take the right people to come into my life and show me different. And I know God has a plan for me. I know eventually that they will come for me where I get that complete happiness. I get that life that I really want to live. I get that support from the people that I need it from. Like, I get everything that I need. I know that day is coming. So I'm waiting patiently. I don't wait patiently for nothing in my life. But one thing that I do wait patiently for is for my complete happiness. Because I know that God is going to look out for me as long as I continue to strive to look out for myself. That's why I go hard every day. That's why I don't let the stresses of the drama and the issues and the shit that I'm going through or been through stop me or make me feel like I'm in a depressed state that I can't move forward. I was at that point one time, but I had to learn that that was hurting me. Me being depressed and me sitting around always in my feelings was not helping me, and it wasn't hurting nobody else for me doing that. It was only hurting me. So I had to get out of my feelings and I had to do something about it. I had to make changes in my life. I had to grow. I had to build me. Now, am I stupid for continuing to look out for people who done these things to me? Maybe so. But I look at it as a blessing. And I'm blessing other people. So that means I'm going to be blessed in return. You know, people are some fucked up people in the world. And you can't change who people are. But all you can do is try to help them to be better people. And that's all I'm trying to do. All I'm trying to do is help people to be better people. Help people to be better in life. I want to see everybody make it. That's why I always say, even the people that hated on me, even the people that down me, even the people that talk shit about me, I still want to see them make it. And if I could do anything I could to help them make it, I would. And you know, people always look at me and be like, oh, she's jealous, she insecure, she don't like women around her man because she think everybody want him, and she think that he gonna just fuck with everybody. No, that's not. Like, let's just get it on out there. I'm not that person. I'm not jealous or insecure by far. By far. I feel like if you can take something that I got, you can have it. But here's the same thing. I grew up and I seen a lot of shit. I seen my mom's friends try to get at my daddy. I seen my daddy try to get at my mom's friends. I've seen shit go down between people like that. Like, I've seen it all. And I've also been in those situations where family members would down me and talk shit about me in front of my dude to make me look some type of way so that way they could look better. I've been in those situations where a female know my dude coming around and you want to go put on the skimpiest, sluttiest clothes because you want him to look at you. I've been in those situations. I've been in those situations where you want to come around and you want to bring your friends around and you want to try to hook your friend up with somebody because you feel like they better for that person. I've been in those situations. I've seen that shit. So when I don't bring females into my household and I don't bring females around my nigga, it's not because I'm jealous or insecure. It's because I know better. And if you know better, you do better. I've seen so much in my time that I'm not going to bring people around my energy and bring up fucked up energy around me. I'm not going to bring temptation into my house. I'm not going to do shit like that. You can take it however you want to take it, jealous, insecure, whatever. I don't tell a nigga he can't talk to females. I don't tell a nigga he can't have business relationship with females. I don't do none of that shit because I'm not jealous nor am I insecure. But I do not bring females into my household because I know better. I seen that shit as a child, how females coming into your household, they ain't shit. Whether they got a man or not, like, I seen the shit. Your best friend can come over and have a man at home but still try to fuck your dude. I've seen the shit right in my face. I ain't talking about on TV. I'm talking about some real life, real deal shit. I've seen that shit. I've been through that shit. I've dealt with that shit. So when I say I don't trust people in my household, when I say I don't trust females, this is why. It ain't got nothing to do with a nigga cheating. It ain't got nothing to do with that. I don't trust females because of all the fucked up shit I've seen females do in my time. That's all. Just like with niggas. I barely trust niggas because of all the shit I've seen niggas do in my time. Like, niggas they do shiesty, shady shit just like females do. They do grimy shit just like females do. And I've been through it all. I've dealt with it all. So if I say I'm this person because of the shit that I've been through, I'm this person because of the shit that I've been through. And can't nobody change that. Unless you're going to give me something new to go through. Something good. A better experience than I've dealt with in the past. If not, then I am who I am and you can't change me. So, a lot of people don't get it. And I had to touch on that because females get that shit twisted and niggas get that shit twisted too. That a female don't want other females around because they jealous or insecure. No. I'm not, neither one. Never will be. Because I know what I bring to the table. I'm not going to be jealous of the next shit about a nigga when I know what I bring to the table. I know what I have to offer. I know my worth. So like I said, if you can take him, you can have him because he wasn't meant for me anyways. There must be somebody else out there for me. So I'm not jealous or insecure, but because of the shit that I've been through and the shit that I've seen with females, I don't care to have them around. Unless I really know who the fuck you is, you not finna be up in my house. Not at all. I am that shit, just in case somebody try to put it out there. Yes, I am that shit that be like, oh, okay, I want to go somewhere and all my homegirls here at the house. Y'all don't want to ride with me. But my nigga in the house too. Y'all don't want to go with me. Y'all want to kick it until I get back from the store. Okay, y'all can kick it in your motherfucking car. You won't kick it in my house when I'm not in my house. I don't play that shit. That's why I don't let people spend the night with me either. Because if you spend a night at my house, when I leave to go to work, your ass got to get up and you got to go too. I don't play that shit. And if you play that, that's on you. I don't play that shit. When I leave my house, every female in my house got to go too. I don't leave females in my house. Is you stupid or dumb? I'm not. I don't do that shit. And I did that shit to family. I don't play that shit. Like, real talk, I am that chick. I'm that chick that be like, no, you go sit in your car. When I pull back up, you can come back in with me, or you can ride with me. Either you gonna ride with me, or you gonna sit in the car until I get back. But you're not gonna sit in my shit while I'm gone. And it's not just because of a nigga. I also do that because motherfuckers steal. I'm not saying everybody is a thief, but what I'm saying is I've experienced people coming into your household and stealing your shit. I've grown up where stuff of mine was stolen, and I seen other people in my shit, and they come to find out they bought it from somebody. Like, so I know how that shit go down. I know people will steal from you too. So it ain't even just about a nigga. It's about, I don't trust folks. I don't trust people. So when I leave my house, you got to leave my house too. It ain't just about a nigga. It's about, you might try to take some shit that's in my house. You might try to do some shit in my house that I don't know about. You got to get the fuck out. That's just who I am. You can't change me. Unless you're gonna show me some better experiences, and unless I'm gonna, you know, evaluate life a different way because I done seen some different shit, I'm gonna be this person forever. Do I want to be this person forever? No. But until I see some new shit, I'm this person because of the experiences that I've had. It's not gonna change. My past is my past, but my past made me who I am today, so I will never forget the shit that I went through in my past. And I'm still dealing with the shit from my past, so I'm not even over that shit yet. People believe that I'm over shit because I speak to people and I talk to people. No, I'm not over shit. I'm trying to cope and deal with shit the best I can. I don't ask nobody to, you know, sit here and listen to my stories and pity me and feel sorry for me. That's why I keep things bottled up. That's why I don't talk to people, because a lot of times when I do finally get the nerve to express myself to folks, they either throw it in my face later in life and be like, oh, you was raised this way, or this happened, or, you know, they look at you a different way now because now they feel sorry for you because they feel like, well, damn, she went through so much. Like, I don't want that. I never want nobody to pity me, and I don't like people to throw shit in my face. That's the same thing with hand-me-downs. I spoke on that before. I was giving hand-me-downs from people, and they would always, when they see me, and be like, oh, that looks good on you. My shirt look good on you. I don't like shit like that. That's why I work so hard, because I never want to have to take shit from people. That's why I don't like people. Honestly, I don't even like people to buy me food. I don't like people to buy me a meal. If you take me out to eat, trust and believe I'm going to take you back out to eat to give you that money back. You go buy me something, trust and believe I'm finna go buy you something. You give me some money, trust and believe I'm gonna slide some money in your pocket. That's just who I am. I just feel like everybody got an ulterior motive, so I don't want nobody to feel like they did something for me and I owe them. So my friends, family, anybody will tell you that about me, that if you do something for me, I'm gonna do something for you in return. But the way I do it, I add on interest. Like, a friend of mine, she'll give me $3. When I pay her back, I'm going to give her $5. Because I feel like, okay, I didn't give it back to you that day, so I added on my own interest. People don't ask me for it back in return. None of my homegirls be like, oh, you got that money I gave you? You got that, I bought you something to eat today. You got me today? They don't do that, but I do that. I get into arguments with my homegirl because I be like, no, you bought me food last week, I'm buying your food today. And she be like, no, this food is more expensive than that, and I don't even remember doing that, so what are you talking about? We get into arguments because I be like, no, I remember everything, and I remember how much you spent, I remember what you did, and since it was a week, it's okay if I'm spending more. Like, I'm that person. I'm that person. When I go out with, when I go on dates and shit, people be like, Princess, put your card away. Quit always pulling out your card when a nigga want to pay for shit. You don't even allow a nigga to pay for some shit when they want to pay for some shit, because you quickly pull your card out, and you, when a nigga say they got it, you be like, nah, I got it. I'm that chick because I don't trust people. I feel like if I let a nigga pay for my way or do something for me, he gonna feel like he did something, or he got something he can brag about, or he gonna feel like I owe him some ass or anything like that. Like, I'm that way because of the experiences, the things that I've been through in life. Like, I can't help that. Like, I've had people throw shit in my face of what they done for me. I had people, like, feel like I owe them something, because they did something for me. I've seen niggas do this shit to other females where they go buy them something to eat and do shit for them and they think they deserve some pussy. So when I say I operate the way I operate because of the experiences and the things I've been through, I'm so being real about this shit. Like, this is who I am. I can't change it. Thank you guys for tuning in to the Princess with the Real show. Today was really real. I touched on a lot about me as a person and some of the things that I went through in life. I try not to say names. Some people probably will understand and know who these people are based on the topics and the things that I discussed. If you are close to me and I've had these conversations with you about some of the things that I've been through. But me expressing myself and me getting my feelings out there is helping me to grow as a person, but I also want it to be able to help other people to see, you know, everybody's not the same. Everybody goes through different experiences. No one can tell you how to be and how to act because no one really were in your shoes and walked in those footsteps that you walked in. Like, nobody went through the shit that you went through. So for me, I just want to express, get my true feelings out there, let people understand who I am, so that way they know how to deal with me and they understand that I'm not this way. I was not made this way. I was turned this way. Like, God didn't create me to be the person that I am right now, but I was turned into this person based on my experiences in life. And I am working on growing, and I'm working on being a better person. I'm working on being more nurturing, more loving to people. I'm working on everything. Every aspect of me I am working on. I'm working on being a better me. I want to be the best me that I can be. And I want everybody else out there to be the best them that they can be. So I share my experiences, not just to give people insight into me, but also to get people to understand it's okay. It's okay that we go through things. We all go through things. It's okay. Don't feel bad or feel like you have to hide the things that you've been through. Your experiences help to mold you into the person that you are. And your experiences can also help someone else in their life to be a better person. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great day.